All right, welcome back. This is the game continued. God's side. God's side. God's side of the game. God's side up in this piece. Okay, so one thing I want to say is God's side and the devil's side put together. These are the mysteries. These are both mysteries. Both mysteries. What mysteries? The mysteries of how everything works, how life works in general. That's the vision of the evening and morning. Vision of the evening and morning. All right? That's the glory of God covering the earth versus the face of the covering. Remember the devil's garments? Cast over all the people. Like broadcast. We're broadcasting right now, guys. That was known as the shadow, the all-concealing shadows. The shadow of death. That comes from an old Animaniacs cartoon. All right, so they have the game continued. God's side. God uses the rock. Sean Connery, the rock. So the rock. What's the rock? That's how we differentiate between the stone of emptiness and the stone of fire. The rock is Jesus, Christ, the crystal, right? The crystal. That's the rock. He uses a stratagem to bring the morning. Okay? And that's known as the Foursquare. What's a Foursquare? Someone asked me in comments, what's a Foursquare? I said, watch the other videos. Foursquare beats pyramid schemes. All right, this is this is in the book of Acts. This is where they had all things in common. They had all things common, and no one considered anything their own. That was done on a small scale. It wasn't done on a global scale until later. But then there was a great harvest, and they all went to heaven, and that's when the Jesuits, the Pharisees and Sadducees, rebranded as Jesuits. They lied in wait privately like a snake, and they infiltrated the church and changed everything, and we're just now getting everything back. Almost 2,000 years later. Woohoo! so it's finally happening. All right. So all things common. That's known as the Eastwood, bringing all this stuff together. Eastwood, because the day dawn. It's a bright thing, you know. Morning, east. All right. It's the stone of fire. The stone of fire. The rock is the stone of fire, also known as the riches of His glory. Riches of His glory. That's the presence of God, the fire of God, the blessing of God, the blessing of Abraham. That is what covers you. And a mentality, it goes into your countenance round about you. Then you start acting it out, and you get in position, your high place, and you start bringing wealth to the nation. And that's all done through, then you can do that financially. What brings wealth to the nation? So glad you asked. Here is the answer y'all been waiting for. The four living creatures. Not the answer you was looking for? What is the four living creatures? The four living creatures versus Conor McGregor. No, Conor McGregor. So it's the four horsemen. The four horsemen, or words of men, four living creatures. The four horsemen are evil angels, but the four living creatures are God's angels. Right? They set up a foundation. Four represents a foundation. I'm giving you a foundation right now of the words of men, so you better believe angels are dispatched right now. As soon as you believe, you're going to set up. We're setting up an Eastwood on the inside of you. Actually, technically, it's the Northwood. It's the Northwood. We're setting up a Northwood mentality on you right now, and angels get dispatched. You start. We need this though. Without this, it can't happen. You got to turn. As I said, if people are still Westwood, if they are still West, like that, they have pyramid scheme mindsets, and they're going to just burn the church, right? Then it's not going to happen. So you have to. This is why conversion has to happen. So right now, those things are coming. Four horsemen apocalypse. Men. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. That's where you have to prepare, and this is what I'm doing. You have to prepare a place. Jesus said, I've gone to prepare a place for you. There's more than one way, because in all points he has to come. God has to come through the finances. And he's got to prepare a way and a place and boundaries. A way. He needs a way and a place. And boundaries. What are boundaries for? Build that wall. Boundaries to protect you from people devouring you. Oh, isn't that funny? Now we can understand why walls. Walls are boundaries. You better believe heaven has walls. It's in the book of Revelation, Jesus Christ. The reason why these people don't want us to have walls, they'll sell us life, liberty, and peace. Life. No, it's for the families. Well, they can come in the right way. No, they got to come in illegally. You racist people, because they want to take the wall away, because those people are sellouts. They're not really for you. Those are bad people. They're getting paid to preach those policies and their dark art policies to rob you and hurt you. We don't want that. We want boundaries. We need walls. We need protection so you can protect your wealth. All right, that's why you put locks on your doors. I guarantee every one of you has a lock on your phone. If you're poor, you don't even have a car, or you don't have a house, you don't have anything, you have a cell phone, I guarantee you got a password on it. Okay? It's a wall, a firewall. I don't believe in firewalls. Let's let everybody into my phone. It's because I have knowledge that they need. There's stuff that need to see of mine that they need. This is no different. Knowledge is it's the same thing all the way around, guys. Okay? So you got to command the day spring to know his place, that the wicked might be, so it might take hold of the ends of the earth, that the wicked might be shaken out of it. Right? What does that mean? You got to command the day spring. What's the day spring? The day dawn, the day star, the morning star. You got to command the day spring to know its place. I'm commanding, or I'm preparing, I'm preaching, I'm saying, hey, this is way better. Foursquare is way better. God commands us to walk after his ways. If you push pyramid schemes like, no, I don't want them to have what I have. I don't want them to be equal. I'm better because I'm black, or I'm white, or I'm a minority or something. No, all of us are equal. Doesn't matter your skin color. It doesn't matter where you came from. All of us are equal. You just need to be educated, and you need to hold that standard. When you hold that standard and you're educated, all of us should have the same thing. I mean, depends on how much work you put in. You don't work, you don't eat. You know what I mean? That's where you can also screw up the whole Northwood. But, when I say equal, I mean, it's up to you. Everyone should have the option to be able to get whatever they want. Nice things. They want nice things. They should be able to afford nice things. Right? So, that's what I mean. Hope you don't take anything I'm saying out of context. Leave comments below if you're ticked off at me at saying something. I'll respond. Okay, so command the day spring to know its place. You got to set up these ways and places to Foursquare, so it can take hold of the ends of the earth. You got to take hold. You got to take dominion. You got to set it up. So take hold. Well, how can I do that without money? It's coming, guys. It all depends if you believe me or not. If you believe me, you're going to ask me. It's so funny how many people I've told about we're carrying the same knowledge that they're going to pay off the banks with and kick. No one's asked me. So what is that? No one's asked me. So what's the intel of how to, be financially successful? No one's asked me yet. No one's even put it in the comments. I've said it a bunch of times. No one's asked. Like, how are we going to be part of that? How can I take hold of that? No one's asked yet. So until people ask, I'm not going to put it out here. Not yet. Take hold of the ends of earth, that the wicked might be shaken out of it. And what this does is it sets up the glory of the Lord. And that will cover the earth like the waters cover the seas. So this is done both financially and socially. This is the game that God's playing. So it's not just, he's got to set up a Foursquare internally on you. Here's the internal Foursquare and the external Foursquare. The external is the Northwood. The internal is the Eastwood, as we know. So this is your social behaviors. social policies. This is why you're conservative. Conserve. You got to conserve tradition. Tradcons. You got to conserve the traditions of the commandments. Be bright. Don't be a leech, okay? External. Northwood. Set up to where we can, well, we all have, that's why capitalism works so well. You can manipulate capitalism, just like you can manipulate all of them. But capitalism is the closest thing to the kingdom of God before you actually bear the presence of the Lord, where you can just speak and grow fruit on trees, okay? We're not there yet. That happens at day 5, 6, and 7 up there. You got to actually become holy. That's the name of the game. So becoming holy, the holiness movement is back. That's what this is. But I thought we can't be holy. We're building to that because we got to undo those doctrines. That's what's coming next after I set up the game. We're going to go undo the lying doctrines, and we'll set up, yes, you can be holy. We're doing it, and we're seeing results. You know, we've cast out devils out here. I'm telling you, we've laid hands on people. They're speaking in tongues. It's happening. You can walk it out. God can heal you. God can protect you and deliver you and give you favor. He can bring you joy and heal your mind.